Hello again, everyone. Another beautiful day out here in the woods. And this is my second take for this video. The first one, I somehow put it on time lapse. So when I went back to look at it again, it went very fast. So yeah, that was funny. I had to laugh about that. But excited to be back out here again. I thank you all for your views and for your comments and for your subscriptions. I'm amazed. I'm shocked at how blessed I've been with the views and the subscriptions. Got 2 more in the last couple of days, so those are going up, the views are going up, and the stories are coming in, and I think I have 3 more stories counting this, and then we have a live interview coming up, and so I'm just so happy and pleased with it, and just thankful that God is blessing this channel through you all. So I'm going to run back here and I'm going to bring you our next story. Enjoy nature. Alrighty then. Let me see. Our story today is from Tina T. of West Virginia. She writes, "My story starts when I was just a little girl. Life as a little girl trying to grow up was very hard. See, there was a lot of domestic violence almost on a daily basis. My brother and I saw a lot. My grandma Daisy would take us to Sunday school whenever my dad would allow it. My brother got to the point that he didn't want to go, so he didn't. I continued going when allowed. I enjoyed going and seemed to want to go more than the church doors were open for service. When I was just 8 years old, I was attending the youth group meetings at church with Mama Daisy. I remember there was a preacher there by the name of David Dodd. That night, my little friend Gail and I went side by side to the altar to give our lives to the Lord. I felt a load lifted right there, and I remember to this very day at the age of 54. I buried myself in church activities whenever I was able. We had a contest for 4 weeks, and you could earn points. Well, guess who won? I did. My award was a brand new red Bible with my name engraved in gold, and this Bible zipped closed. Then 6 years later, I lost that Bible to a house fire that my dad had intentionally started. I continued on with the Lord in my life, not perfect, but I had the desire to continue. I'm very grateful for my Lord. He is like no other. I love him. He has kept me through many mistakes that I've made, and he has shown me how I should have done things, and still guides me today at the age of 54. Wow. Another amazing story. Thank you, Tina, for that, for sharing. I'm back. Oh, okay. Thank you, Tina, for sharing that with us. I can relate to that very well. I grew up with an abusive father. Seems like the only time he came around was when he wanted to torment us. So, yeah, that was my father. I hated him. Hated him. Oh, yeah. Even when he was dead, I hated him. And Then God sent this woman into my life who had a little more wisdom than I had in that area at the time. And yes, it was Janice, my wife. And she asked me a funny question. Have you ever forgiven your father? And I'm like, no, I'm not going to. But you know, eventually she helped me understand that it doesn't harm anyone but ourselves to hold on to that bitterness, that anger, that hate. It just hurts us. People that do it to us, they don't really care. And so, you know, I'm thankful to her for helping me through those times. And it just resonates for me now, because you have to understand that God didn't have to forgive us, but He did. He didn't have to send His Son to die on the cross for my punishment, but He did. And so for me to hold my forgiveness from someone, it's kind of self-centered when you think about what God has done through His Son, Jesus Christ. So I thank you, Tina, for, just bringing this another story to us. I have come to realize these are impacting me so much more than I ever realized they would. And I hope and I pray that they're doing the same for you. I thank you all for sharing. I thank you all for making this this mission for God successful. And I continue to look for your comments and your stories at harvestingspiritualnuggets@gmail.com. Keep sending those in. You know, I hate to beat the proverbial horse, the proverbial dead horse, but you know, it's that important to continue to remind you that the message of Jesus Christ needs to be spoken. It needs to be broadcast wherever and whenever we can. So I thank you. I continue to be blessed. Had to wade up the creek, go through some mud, climb over some trees, and get to this beautiful site. But here we are for this video, and I thank you all for watching. I thank you all for your support. And until the next time, have a blessed day.